Hello everybody, this is Dr. Langdon, board certified pediatrician, mom of 6 and grandmother to 3, with the latest breaking news on the current concern over a contamination in infant formula with botulinum toxin. So let me tell you about this. The brand name is By Heart Whole Nutrition, and it's an infant formula available really throughout the United States. And what has happened, there have been 15 cases of infants affected by botulism from a contamination in the infant formula, and this has happened across 12 states. I'm coming to you from North Carolina, and knock on wood, so far we have had no cases in the state, but since it's distributed nationally, it technically could happen anywhere. So I've had a lot of questions about this and wanted to update you guys on this. First of all, it would be very rare, right? The whole entire nation potentially could be affected, but only 15 infants have in 12 different states. But if it did happen, it could be life-threatening. So I want to teach you about this. There's a bacteria, Clostridium botulinum, that makes spores, and apparently the powder infant formula, I don't even know all the different versions, but somehow this brand name formula has now all been recalled because of potential contamination from these spores. Well, these spores can get into the infant and then cause a case of infantile botulism. The botulinum toxin is a neurotoxin, so it affects neurological activities in the baby. So symptoms that you could see would be facial droop, difficulty swallowing, so maybe increased drooling, difficulty breathing, that's the most concerning one, weakness in the muscles, just kind of floppy, a weak cry, a weak cough, a weak suckling reflex, or suck when you're trying to give them their bottle. They just can't even get the milk out because they don't have the neurological ability to do it. Their extremities could look kind of weak and floppy and just sort of flaccid. Not cool at all. Now, if this were to happen, the baby deserves urgent medical care, and you need to go to the emergency room. If you have time, obviously, if any baby's having difficulty breathing, you go to wherever you can that's the closest as far as emergency departments go. But you know, my general feeling is that genuine pediatric emergencies deserve a genuine pediatric emergency department. And the treatment for these cases is going to be something called botulism immune globulin, or BIG. So this is a version of IVIG. It's administered intravenously. The IG stands for immune globulin, and it's antibodies that helps block this botulinum toxin in the baby, so reverses the effect. Now, because of the symptoms I was telling you about, sort of paralysis, weakness, even weakness of the respiratory muscles, many of these babies need what we call supportive care, meaning they may have to be intubated and put on a ventilator until they can recover from the effects of this toxin, until that that botulism immune globulin gets in there and blocks all the toxins with the antibodies. Now, the other question I've had is, after the ingestion or potential ingestion, how long do I have to stay worried? Well, it's a difficult thing to study because nobody's going to give a baby a toxin and see how long it takes for symptoms to start. So we don't know exactly, but officially, it's 3 to 30 days, so absolutely very not expected. It would be crazy, rare, weird to expect a baby to have consumed the spore 30 days ago and then suddenly develop new symptoms. So that's highly unlikely, but technically out to 30 days is the official answer there. But I would doubt that. So remember, this could be life-threatening. It is scary, but only for the babies that have that specific type of formula. And it hasn't happened that many times compared to how many times it could have happened if all the formulas had been contaminated. I hope that helps you out, guys. I don't want you to panic, but you would notice these symptoms. If you notice these symptoms, you should seek urgent care. Hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any additional questions. Thanks.